welcome to Soul Therapy. I'm Kristen, and I am your alternative healing practitioner and holistic life coach. I wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about healing and the healing process. I work every day with people from all over the country, and I notice that you guys are really hard on yourselves and you expect change to happen immediately, and you actually get really frustrated with yourselves when it doesn't happen in a very short period of time. And I really think it's important that we talk about this. So whether your issue is past trauma, like childhood trauma or even adult trauma, whether it's, weight loss or addiction of any kind, coping skills, even getting over the death of a loved one, there is a way that healing happens. And it's not like, I'm feeling bad about myself, or I have this addiction, or I have this issue, and Z, I'm over it. I'm good. I'm happy. Everything's great. There is a process. And I think there is an opportunity in everything. And it's important when you're going through your healing process to start to look at things from a different perspective than you personally ever had. I think we can all agree that there are many, 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 many different perspectives on any one topic. Speak to 50 different people, you might get 50 variations of a perception, of a reason why, of a what to do. Everybody always wants to tell you, well, I think you should do this, and I think you should do that. And maybe sometimes they're similar, but not always. And so the reason I say that is to point out that the way that you think about something, the way that you think that something needs to be done, or what your options are, or what your thoughts could be, can change. And they can change gradually. And the more they morph and they change, the more healing is happening. There's a saying that is, when you are in a situation that may produce negative feelings or reactions, you can look up into the sky and say, why is this happening to me? But another thing you can do is look at it as an opportunity. And instead of ask why it's happening to you, ask God or the universe, what can you learn from this about yourself? Internalize everything. Not internalizing it, oh, that's my fault, but learning what this is trying to show me. What is this trying to get me to acknowledge that maybe I haven't considered before? That is a really great place to start when beginning to go through the healing process. When you are in this place that you do not want to be in, instead of focusing on the fact that you're there or that you may not have the things that you want, rather focus on what this is trying to show you, about where you are in your life, about what things you might want to change, not need to change, but want to change in order to experience a better quality of life, or to move on from the current experience that you're going through. And just because you're asking that, it's not always going to come right away. You may need to, journal about it, really think about it, really sit with yourself. Instead of going out with your friends or distracting yourself in some kind of way, taking some time for yourself to heal and making that time for yourself and saying, okay, what am I feeling and why am I feeling this way? And what is it trying to show me about who I am and my experiences in life and where I'm trying to go? Another step or process that I would recommend in the healing process is something I've mentioned in other videos. And I kind of just touched on it a little bit, but rather than focusing on what you're going through or what you do not want, or the lack of what you would like to have but don't have, which creates a really low vibrational victimhood kind of vibration. And if you know anything about this universe, it is a universe of attraction, and like attracts like. So when you are focusing on something, whether you're focusing on the wanting of it or the not wanting of it, you're going to attract it just by the mere focus or attention on it. So your attention and your intention needs to be focused on that which you do want. So when you catch yourself through your healing process saying things like, here we go again, I'm here again, or I'm so mad at myself, I'm such an idiot, why am I doing this again? Or any negative thought that brings focus to the thing that you don't want in your life anymore, whether it's the grief over a loved one that you really, really want to move on from, or whether it's an addiction that you really want to get over and just leave it in the past and start the new journey down the new path in your life. Whatever it is, focus your attention, force yourself. You can do this by journaling. You can do this with dream boards. You can do this by talking into a recorder and listening to it. You can do it by laying back on your pillow and having observations like daydreams or just fantasies about what it is that you want. Get really detailed. You can start simple at first because a lot of times we know what we don't want. We're not so sure about the details about what we do want. So it can be very vague at first. And the more you get in touch with this idea of what it's going to look like when you have what you want, what it's going to feel like when you have what you want, then you want to start to imagine or write or speak out into the universe the things that are the details of it. So for example, it would be like, I want to buy a new house in California and I just don't have the money to do it right now. No, right? It would be like, when I have the money, I'm going to buy a house on the beach in San Diego, and this is the beach I'm going to choose, and this is what the house is going to look like. These are the things I'm going to hear, like seagulls in the air, or the waves crashing, or people jogging by. I'm going to smell the sea air. I'm going to smell the beautiful sunshine day. I'm going to smell pizza being cooked down the corner, or whatever, you can imagine about the smells, the what you would hear, the sounds, what it would feel like emotionally. This is one of the most important components. What will it feel like when I am on the beach in San Diego in my house and I'm actually living there? How am I going to feel? And really get in touch with those feelings and connect those feelings with those other senses, with those other 5 senses. Taste is a little difficult sometimes, but hey, if you can figure out, hey, when I live there, I'm going to eat more, Baja tacos. And if you can really just get into all these sensations, what you're doing is you're tricking your subconscious mind, who does not know the difference between reality and fantasy. You're tricking it with all these multi-sensory options. So the more senses you use, the more the subconscious mind believes it to be true. When the subconscious mind believes it to be true, it actually puts you in situations with people, places, things. You start noticing things you didn't normally notice. You get ideas that you didn't have access to at a lower vibration. When you raise your vibration and you start imagining with all of your senses that it's already happening, you're focusing on what you want so much that it starts to bring those things into your reality, and it literally makes those things happen. So after those 2 things, I think it's also very, very, very important to acknowledge that healing, like I said in the beginning, is not an A to Z process. There are ebbs and flows. You have to allow yourself and give yourself the permission to falter a little bit. You are going from a place that you have been for a very, very long time. And not only that, but you took a long time to create that and get there, to make that a part of not only your reality, but a long-term reality that's practiced and known. It is known by your subconscious mind. Some of the times, your conscious mind is like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to experience that. But it's a habit that just keeps happening over and over. And you're like, I don't know how to stop. That's because it's in a program. It's running on a subconscious program that took a long time to create. And what your subconscious mind does is say, okay, listen, let me take the load off of your short-term memory. Let me take the load off of the things that you have to process and think about all the time. We'll lock this in down here in the subconscious place. So we'll just repeat it over and over again. You won't have to worry about it's like driving a car, riding a bike, a lot of things that you do that you just do. Certain recipes you just know. You can be on the phone and just cook the whole thing and not even remember cooking it because you've done it so much. This is what the subconscious mind does in order to save space in the conscious mind for everyday activities that, maybe new learnings or things that you really have to process or think about. So we want to make this practice happen. And in order to be good at something, you have to practice it a lot. It just doesn't happen. And this is the same thing. These changing your behaviors, your subconscious behaviors, your subconscious belief systems, your programs. Installing a new program, this takes time, and you need to give yourself that love and understanding and compassion that you might give somebody else for that changing. So for example, let's say you have an addiction and you would like to not have an addiction anymore. This thing is running my life. I don't want to live like this anymore. It's keeping me from the person that I am destined to be, and I'm ready to go be that person. But I can't seem to knock this addiction. And, I feel really bad about myself. Maybe I feel ashamed. I feel guilty that I might slip up sometimes. And it's important to note, and I'm going to show you here on the board, the way that change happens. So, you have your graph of change, right? And you have the place that you're starting. And you want to get to success right here. This is the star of the show. Okay, so you start off and maybe you're getting therapy, maybe you're doing the therapy yourself, maybe whatever you're doing in order to create this healing, you want to get from here to here. That's your ultimate goal. So you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to get on this ride and I'm going to do everything I have to do, and by next week I expect to be here. And by the week after that, I expect to be here. And by the week after that, I expect to be here. And I give myself 2 to 3 months to be here. And I should just see progression. And I would like to let you know that although that would be wonderful for all of us to be able to do that, we're human, we make mistakes, we have programs running, we have belief systems going, we have stressors in our life, we have triggers. Let's not forget about the triggers. So that's not really logical, and it's not really fair for you to expect that of yourself. This is more what healing looks like. So you start off, you're doing really good, and then boom. And then maybe you come back up a little bit, and then you drop down a little bit, and then you come up. Maybe the drop isn't so bad next time. Maybe you've even come up more. And then you come down, and you come up, and you come down, and you get a little plateau where things are going really well, and then maybe you get a plateau down where things are going really bad, but then that inspires you to shoot back up, and then you might come back down to reality and come down a little, and then you're ready. This is more, obviously it's different for everybody, but this is more of the reality of healing. Every time you set your intention and you're doing really well, and then you have a trigger and you drop down and you fall off and you make a mistake, you come back up. And when you come back up, you come back higher than you went before. Trust me, I watch people heal all day, every day. They come back up higher. They're ready for more. They may drop down real far next time, like really bad. And then that guilt and that shame can keep you in that place of just, I screwed up so bad. I'm not doing it. I'm supposed to be going faster. This isn't working. And then you may give up for a while. And then you may start again. And you're going to do better and for longer. And then you're going to do it for a while. And then maybe something happens. Maybe somebody dies. Maybe, you get fired from your job. Maybe something happens that shatters progression that you're on and you fall. It's important that during those times when you fall, you allow yourself permission to be human and make mistakes. And you give yourself that love and compassion that you need for healing. It's needed. You need to do it. It doesn't matter, oh, I can't do this on my own. I need someone. I need a companion. I'm so lonely. That does not matter. That's something you're telling yourself in your head. It's another program that's running. You need something that we all lack, and that is self-love and self-compassion. Be there for yourself, love yourself, hug yourself, remind yourself that you're here. Remind yourself that you can do it. Now, this is obviously making me really emotional right now, because I think as a whole on this planet, we suck at loving ourselves. We suck at giving ourselves a break to just say, you know what? You're amazing. Look at all you've been through, and you're still here. You're still going. You've got plans. There's things out there for you. And there are. If you're watching this video to this point, you are healing yourself. You're getting it done. You're doing the work you need to. And if you haven't started yet, there's no right time to start. Just start. It's never going to be the right time. Just begin the process of self-loving, self-soothing, taking care of you. And that means being your own cheerleader, rubbing your own back. It's okay. I got your back. I'm here. I got you. This is men, women, children, everybody. Regardless of your economic status, or regardless of your professional status, or regardless of anything, this is you. We all need to understand that we're all human and we all make mistakes. And the more we love ourselves, the more we can love each other. And that's what this is all about. Healing the world one person at a time. And the only person you can change, the only person that you can heal is yourself. Even as an alternative healing practitioner who's like, okay, I got to get this message out. Like, I got to make sure that we're healing the planet. How do we do this? I had to work on myself. And now what do? Is teach people how to do it themselves. I can't do it for them. I can show them how to do it, but ultimately, you're going to be the one who has to do the work, who has to be loving and accepting of yourself, who has to forgive yourself for everything. Love yourself. What does love mean? Unconditional love. We got to get rid of rejection. Okay, lovies. So if you made it this far and you like this video, please, please, please share it with other people. I really, really am passionate about people healing themselves and then paying it forward, helping others to heal as well. And if this video gets to the right people who need it, you could have really helped somebody today by giving it to them. And I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. If you want to reach me, you can email me at kristen@soultherapytct.com, or you can go to my website and find out all the ways to contact me, what services I offer, and what promotions I have going on right now. Thanks again for watching. Bye, lovies.